Trinidad and Tobago, and we remain standing after the national anthem is played and we open the Lord's Prayer. Standing for the Lord's Prayer. Almighty God, we thank you for assembling us here today in harmony and in brotherhood. We ask, dear God, that as we attempt to carry out our mandate of serving humanity through cricket, you will guide us in our deliberation. Inspire us and be the cornerstone of all that we will. Let us with serenity accept in your name the things we cannot change. Let us with conviction summon the courage to change the things we can. And let us have the wisdom to make the right choices. Dear God, harmonize our thoughts and our actions. Guide us in all that we say and all that we do. And at the end of the day, in our decisions, be pleasing to you, satisfying to ourselves and to all those whose service we labor. You may take your seat. Specially invited guests this morning, Dr. Austin Jack Warner, our sponsor from Bess Motors, Managing Director, Mr. E.R. Maharaj, Chairman of the T20 Masters Tournament, Mr. Rajendra Mangali, members of the media, and we are live on 360, going live with the live stream at this time for those who may be looking on. Other executive members of the T20 Masters and Youth Club who are here this morning, welcome to the launch of the Trinidad and Tobago Masters T20 Festival that is going to be taking place later on in December. It is indeed a very special achievement for the T20 Masters Committee to launch something like this, and we also want to take it bigger and better in years to come. And to give us a little overview on this tournament and how it was really formed, and the brainchild behind it is none other than our chairman of this committee, Mr. Rajendra Mangali, former national cricketer himself and current chairman of selectors of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Let us welcome Mr. Mangali to do a little welcome to you all as the chairman of the tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiraz. Thank you, Ian Maharaj, Bess Motors, Austin, Warner, media, players, coaches, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as Shiraz said, is that the brainchild behind this Masters over 14 tournament. But it's already too much of a, I don't say a brainchild. This came out of a discussion between myself as ambassador, president, and Frank Simmons. We were just chatting, and as I said, so I do something for cricket at that age. And I thought of it, and I turned to Frank, and I said, Frank, we do something about this? And he said, yes, let's look at it. So I decided to take it and run with it. I decided to put a committee and I called it this year. As I said, I called it Mr. Samuel, Frank Simmons. And we had a discussion, we are going to do little meetings, and then so I just throw it out to them. I say, we should do something because, there are the young over 40s and, who's good players at the time. And still is good players at the time. So I decided to start looking forward. But to do something like this, you need sponsorship. Right? So we have sat down and we started to work around it, and I came up with this and there wasn't a word that said no. It was off the record that they said, I will do it. So first thing was I said, that sponsorship for the So, and fully, there's a full sponsorship. And we decided to go with it. So right now I put together, I tried to do this because there is Masters tournament playing around the world. And I'm trying to get people to play cricket after 40s. After 40s, they forget about us. We are good players. It plays all over the world. So I'm creating that right now. I had discussion with teams, Caribbean teams and foreign teams to throw a tournament early next year. I already had 4 teams, but in place I'm looking for the 4 best team in Trinidad. So that's why this is how it works. So I'm trying to get 8 in total to run this tournament. And this time it looked very fruitful, and I had to say, with the committee, I share this views with them, and we decided to go with it. The last thing I should say, doing something like this, I think I have to read this, because this is something to read that I read. Cricket is more than runs. Cricket is more than wickets and trophies. It is part of our culture and childhood and our dreams. That is very important, that words. It is more than trophies, runs, celebration. So once again, I say, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you. We all know Marshall, right? I don't think anybody, evening media will know Marshall. And I remember Charlie playing for Wanderers when I was an apprentice in Petro-Trin. And playing, at that time, it was Petro-Trin with fellows like Jazz and Twine and them who were there. And Charlie, in those days, was the Broadway Tiki Overs competition. And they're coming up to our car park to play a ground that has gone in the wilderness now, where the cricket used to be the like center. When you go to a car park in those days and see Wanderers play Musai, and it's up and down the ground. Charlie in front of the players pavilion. One cast, one coffin with Tassa, and the next one coming down. And in those days was fellas like Aaron Joseph, fellas like Brennan Bishop, Ian Bishop, Prakash Musai, Ani Raja. And on Wanderers team you had fellas like Narayan BDC, you had Charlie Macbell, Ginger Mangali, Richard Shuchan, right? And these are the guys that really paved the way for the younger generation, right? And what Charlie decided to do, and yes, we have Masters tournament running in Trinidad, we have People's League, I was just controlling. But this is a really nice initiative that we want to take to the next level. And he really came up with a nice idea, and it's also to bridge the gap with the young, the not so young, and a little bit in between, as we would call them. Because when you have fellas like Sanjeev Alayam, who's just 40 and playing cricket still, and Sanjeev was I wouldn't say old, but just recently finished playing nationally cricket and that everybody Trinidad level. And you have fellas like who's the national coach right now, like we have Everett and Imran Khan, and these guys who now are giving back. what Ginger really said. And cricket is really not just about runs and wins. It's more than that. It's a friendship that you make along the way that goes through the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago, within the Caribbean and worldwide. To give us a little bit about how the tournament is going to be structured and how the tournament is going to be run. The hard-working National League Secretary, who is part of the committee, a friend of mine as well, personal friend of mine, we would have played school cricket together. None other than Regina Purai, who is going to be basically the tournament director and organizing and making sure that the tournament runs properly. Regina.
Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, the title sponsor, welcome. Dr. Jack, welcome to this initiative. We look forward to 4 days of excitement in December. As Charlie said, it was a great child of bringing back the seniors, I wouldn't say masters, I would say seniors together in a 4-day festival. So what we had invited 8 teams to this 4-day festival in groups of 4. There will be 4 matches per day. We have 2 venues, the National Cricket Center and Barmain United Recreation Ground. One game will start at 2 and the next game will start at 6:30. We play 2 games per day in each venue. So Group A will play 1 game in the Cricket Center, the next game they will play in Barmain, and we'll switch it for 3 days. On the Sunday, the semi-final and final will take place at the NCC under an atmosphere of a festival. So ladies and gentlemen, that is more like the format on the days of the cricket, and it's basically we don't leave all the older folks. The tournament will be 8 over 40 players and 3 over 50 players. We will introduce, as we go down with the regulations, an impact player. If it's an impact player and over 50, the person must be replaced by over 50 player. If it's an over 40, it must be replaced by over 40 player or over 50 player, as the team sees fit. But they cannot take an over 40 and replace it by over 50 and replace it by over 40. No. Over 50 straight over 50. Over 40 is bring enough over 50. We included the over 50 players. Teams, it's not about over 40, it's about winning and bringing up everybody together. And the cricket is very simple. We use the regulation of the Trinidad and Tobago with special reservation in terms of the age bracket for this tournament. So it's a basic tournament that everybody will enjoy, and all these regulations are given to the teams in good plus with the rules and regulations. So ladies and gentlemen, that exciting 4 days of cricket for the senior cricketers of this country. And we look forward to the media to come across and be part of it and 360. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Purai, for just giving a brief perspective of the tournament and how it is going to be run. And if you look to my left or to your right, you will see our mascot for the tournament. We are trying to include the youths as well, so we have included Mickey with us. Right? Because at this age, all of us, or most of us, have family with young kids, and we want to make it into a nice family event. We want to bring back that kind of family community cricket within the tournament. So we are hoping during the tournament as well to have some giveaways with from various sponsors and to takes to the kids, because around the festive time when people look to give gifts and so on, so we are hoping to get some donations for that as you go along. And with everything, you need to have someone or some company or some entity to give you that financial boost. And a company that has been around for quite some time and has really been the driving force of vehicles, right? And they have, when Charlie spoke to Ian, he jumped on board to say that he wanted to be the title sponsor. Right? And at this time, we'd like to welcome the man behind the money and the man behind the cars, Mr. Ian Maharaj, to be greeted on behalf of Bess Motors, the title sponsor for the T20 Masters T20 Festival.
Thank you, everybody. So, we at Bess Motors have been no stranger to supporting cricket and sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Today, we are proud to announce that we have officially teamed up with the Trinidad and Tobago Masters T20 tournament. I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you, players, supporters, families, and organizers, for your participation and your passion for cricket. Events like this remind us why cricket is more than just a sport. It's the heart and soul of every community. When Mr. Mangali approached me with the idea for this tournament, I didn't hesitate at all. I gladly accepted, because supporting our community has been always part of the way we do things at Bess. Here at Cunningham Junction, the same road where our new showroom is located, we believe in investing not only in business, but in the people. In our youths, in our sportsmen, in our families. Cricket brings us together. It builds discipline, pride, teamwork, and a lifelong friendship. And is actually the kind of community development we are committed to being part of. Let's keep this spirit of cricket alive in each and every community through initiatives like these. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ian. And it's really nice when you have people like that supporting businesses, supporting cricket, because we know, as it is right now, in this time in the country where financial assistance is greatly needed and the economy is on a rebuilding stage, we hope that it will continue, and as we look forward to continuing the success of tournaments like these. So again, thank you to Bess Motors and their company for coming on board with us. We are moving very quickly, and just to give you a little bit of the teams that is going to be taking part in this tournament. They are Central Masters, Link Sports, Southeast Hurricanes, Combined All-Stars, Real Unfit Men, Brazil Progressive, Woodland Sports, and Valley Boys. These are the 8 teams that are going to be taking part in this first Trinidad and Tobago T20 Masters tournament. And now it brings us to that point where we would have not so old, not so young, but middle age, I was always call him, because he's one that when you need to see him, you have to make an appointment for like about 2 a.m. in the morning, because that's the time he's always available. Right? He's always available. But he would have served in many different capacities. And if I were to start now, I might finish next week. So I'm not going to go through all that. But we all know him as Austin Jack Warner, but he has recently got the title of doctor. And I would like to welcome none other than the distinguished Dr. Austin Jack Warner to really grace us, who has graced us with his presence, and to bring greetings on his behalf. Dr. Warner.
morning.
Morning.
Thank you for ceremonies. Also, the sponsor, Ian, Raj, and no other than Charlie, Mr. Mandali. And to all the other distinguished members of the audience, including your master, thank you very much. Today, we have gathered here to roll back the hands of time as we celebrate the launch of the T20 Cricket Masters Tournament, a tournament for players 40 years and over. This tournament is about reliving the years of generations who once were the pride, joy, and identity of not only communities but our nation. And this tournament will answer the question regarding what happens to our heroes when the headlines move on. Over the next few weeks, we shall see them play, and we shall of course get a true picture of what we have contributed to the sport at this time. This tournament is geared to place on show men who decades ago, or less than that, carried the weight of our expectations on foreign soil sometimes, on local soil other times. Men whose names, I want to say at this point, not names, no? But men whose knees may creak at this time, whose reflexes may have slowed down, but whose cricketing brains are gotten sharper. They can analyze the game. They can tell Sammy when he's playing the fool and when he's not. These are the men we have before us today. Their brains have gotten sharper, calmer, and more tactical with age. It is a veterans tournament that will provide entertainment, but also one that will send a strong message to the participants. One that says that your contribution still matters, your experience still has value, and your cricketing story is not over. Cricket, that glorious game of uncertainties, has evolved into a modern professional animal, drenched in money, endorsements, and short format gimmicks. And of course, we have today T10, and who knows, tomorrow we have T5. That is where we have reached with these short format gimmicks. I want to thank Mr. Mangani for bringing back this sport T20 to the veterans. This tournament seeks to strip a lot of that, and also it makes it easy for us to return to the basics among players. Players who played for the love of the game, players who played for respect and for friendship. I know that mention twice for the morning, and I'm pleased. They don't play, of course, only for this. They play for friendship, for love, and respect. Trust me, this tournament is going to be competitive. Those 40 and over, it shall be competitive. Who knows? I will come to see 1 or 2 games myself. As many of the players will attempt to show that they still have it. They still have what it takes. The egos will be there. But most of them, most of the players, will be humbled from their youthful days, having understood what it means to miss out, to get dropped, to come back from injury, to leave the game, and to build a new life. The mindset will be different. This tournament initiates that intergenerational bridge that is being lost in modern sport. It will be a living classroom, as it were, where young bowlers will see for the first time the strategies and the plans that the players have of placing fielders under experienced former international players. Lacking in the modern sport today is a true appreciation of analysis, patience, and understanding when to attack and when to prudently defend. If Sammy only knew that, our results in the West Indies would have been different. But this tournament will also restore the memories of the past that could be infused into the playback and the youthful impetuosity that augurs well for the future of the game. But this tournament takes the game beyond the boundary. In a nation where lifestyle diseases are rampant and where physical activity drops off after 30, this tournament billboards to the rest of the society that movement, especially in cricket, doesn't have an expiry date. Watching ex-national players and ordinary clubmen still training, still stretching, and competing at the age of 40 and over, that's not something that is reserved for the gym only, as many people today seem to believe. But for regular people who lace up their boots on evenings and weekends, this tournament also contributes to a healthy lifestyle that will turn the clock back on approaching illnesses like diabetes, dementia, hypertension, heart failure, and stroke, in the few. This tournament can help to remove those things or postpone them as the case may be. And that is why it is important for your health as well. There's also a storytelling for the media. A veterans tournament like this one is full of human interest stories you can find in this tournament. The fast bowler who now runs a small business but still hits the deck hard on Sunday. The former national reserve who never got his big break but now captains a master's side. The player who battled illness, injury, or personal tragedy and is now happy to be walking out on the field once again. These are the kind of stories that connect the deeper emotional level and a standard match reward. Economically, this tournament also has benefits. It can be modest but very meaningful in terms of enterprise, and this will assist in flagging our economy as well. You can imagine that this tournament will be putting bread and butter on the tables of many families, doubles vendors, the nutsman, the smoothie connoisseurs, the hamburger kings, and the queens, and you can find also some of those people selling also finger food specialists. So there will be some benefits economically for them as well. Local grounds can be rented. Darlene, and I think they said National Training Center. These grounds, I don't need to pay rent for them, but if you do, there's also money to be paid for that as well. Kid suppliers, stay in business, Bess Motors Limited, just on the side there. And I'm quite sure I'm seeing on some of your t-shirts, Bess Motoring. So also it helps with sponsorship. If marketed properly, with nostalgia, player profiles, and family-friendly match days are coming. This tournament can attract the diaspora, people who live in New York, Toronto, England. It can attract them as well, because there is nothing that says when you are 40 and you're living in New York or London, that you can't play for the veterans tournament. It can also boost local and small sports tourism packages. You have players in this tournament who will have recognition of the past, and this recognition can be again restored once again in competition. You can put their faces on flyers. You can also have in sports tourism. And you can have a ready-made market for this tournament. But maybe the most important reason for over 40 players is that they are playing the sport they love once again. Do we discard them once they have served their purpose? Do we forget the Harold Josephs and I don't call just comedy? Do you forget them? These guys who have served? Or do you make areas where their skill, their knowledge, and their passion for the game can still be seen? This over 40 competition is a covered way to pay tribute to our athletic heroes. The freedom to continue to play, competing, and participating in the sporting discourse gives you much more than a plaque or a fame, you know. In fact, I'm quite sure this process tournament will reveal a great deal about our country. This tournament will be a watershed moment for all of us, because it is not about who wins or who loses. It is about memory, about mentorship, middle-aged health, community spirit, and respect. It is sport slowed down just enough for us to see people behind the statistics and to recognize that even when the body is past its peak, the heart of a cricketer never retires. It's still alive. I thank you.
You don't see why I call him not so old but middle-aged? His mind is still sharp, and his wisdom is still there. Because when you listen to his words that he would have of advice to this tournament committee, he talks about really moving a Masters tournament and partnering and taking it bigger. And it's something I know we all in the committee have spoken about. That's why Charlie in his opening remarks talked about bringing a Caribbean flavor to it next year, early next year. And we hope that that will only bring more people to our country, but it also brings the past players, as Mr. Warner rightly alluded to, the experience that they have. How many of our young ones really can see and they know somebody except just watching? I'm on a group where they post a lot of TikTok and a lot of Instagram of the past. And recently I was watching one with Colin Croft and Michael Holden in that New Zealand series. And I was a little boy at that time when growing up, looking at cricket when Michael and them was down in New Zealand and they ended up hitting on the stump. Right? It was Colin Croft went up to bowl because Michael running and he bowled and he actually saw the deflection, but umpire said not out. Nevertheless, and you saw when Dennis Liddy and Thompson, they were doing damages to other people. And when West Indies went back on the attack and give them the same set of medicine, we were fast bowlers as well. That's why we were called the kings of cricket in the 80s and the 70s and till the 90s. And I think we still have that passion is there, but is there the youngsters really want that passion to play at the highest level. Right? So at this time we'll take some questions from the media because we are almost coming to the end of our press conference, and if there are any questions from the media want to find out anything about the tournament, and then after we'll have a vote of thanks, and then we invite all the teams that are here presently to do a photo op with the committee so that people can register. We can start the marketing aspect of this. And we also know that it's going live with 360, who has partnered with us to stream the games live as well. So any questions from the media this time? Well, this morning I was watching on Sky Sports where they were doing the auction for the Women's Premier League, IPL. And the host of the young lady was sharing it. And she put out 30 lakhs for this player. Well, we don't have lakhs here, but we don't have money here, but we have questions going once, questions going twice. So I think we don't have any questions. So I guess we can say, right, so the media is very well aware of what is happening, and we are down for question time, and now I will invite one of the committee members, hardworking Mr. Sami, to do a vote of thanks, and afterwards we do a whole photo op, and we have some light refreshments to be served after that. Sami.
Good morning all. Right.
behalf of the organizing committee, I want to sincerely thank each of you for being here today to the launch of the Trinidad and Tobago Masters T20 Cricket Festival. To our invited guests, sponsors and partners, your support and presence mean a great deal to us and give this festival renewed strength. To our sponsors and presenters, thank you for your meaningful contributions and for helping set the tone for what is expected to be an exciting tournament. To the media, your coverage and commitment help carry this event to the wider community. And to our organizing team, thank you for the planning, the dedication, and the countless hours that you have made today possible. We appreciate everyone who contributed in any way, and we look forward to seeing you give the positive impact that this festival will have on Masters cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zami, and that brings us to the end, and if we can invite the teams. And yeah, we'll do our whole photo up with the trophy so the teams can come forward, and with the people behind the desk there, they can come out and can take a photo with everyone in front. Right? And yeah. What's up, man? Yeah.